Welcome to my crazy effed up life. So yes, you guys saw the title. I just told you. Trisha Paytas was talking about Pretty X Unfiltered on her podcast.
I was just thinking, like, that's just, like, they have someone filming, plus there's 4 hosts. Four hosts that all have, like, platforms and followings. So, they're all, like, splitting it, and then it's like, do you make any money, or are they doing it just for fun?
It's just, I don't know. I feel like Alisha's on her way to another burnout. I mean, she's got her main channel, her vlog channel, the podcast for Pretty Basic, which we know she's doing the editing, because she has said that. She's doing the thumbnails for that. Who knows what else she's doing for that. I forget what year this was. This had to have been like 2017, 18. I remember the beef this way. And Remi got pissed that she was described by Trisha Paytas in a video as a plus size walker.
We have Alisha.
Bitches! Hello! Welcome to your evening vlog. I told you our evening vloggers are out there. My back was so bad. I basically just sat around and, you know, medicated and stuff and just was like, So I had Patrick pick me up some stuff on the way home. Hopefully that'll kick in soon, but I'm set up here, feeling the cool air. I think I'm doing good. We got some drama. We got some tea. So I think that might help with my pain too. I don't know. I saw a study once that said the reason why people get addicted to gossip and drama and watching that kind of stuff is because of the dopamine effect it creates in your brain. And so then, like, people can become addicted to the drama because they like that dopamine rush. So isn't that interesting? It was like a study once I saw. You know how I love the Google Scholar study. So anyway, so yeah, I'm drinking coffee at night. Probably be up because, well, you know, I'm an artist. I keep weird hours. I have night terrors, back pain, all kinds of issues. So welcome to my crazy effed up life. So yes, you guys saw the title. I just told you. Trisha Paytas was talking about Pretty X Unfiltered on her podcast. Ooh, saw that. There's some other tea too I saw on the Snark Reddit. So I thought we could react to this clip of Trisha. I'll probably fast forward through some stuff. So, like, I'm gonna do this like traditionally and be like a good YouTuber instead of just holding up the screen for you and having it played. So I got my earphones in. Let's see. I also got this linked in my What I Watch playlist in the thing. So there you go. So yeah, Trisha Paytas on Just Trish podcast was talking about this. Now, it's funny how I've heard Peter Mon say that a lot of times when he talks about Trisha Paytas, he gets a lot of like Trisha Paytas haters and defenders. The reason why the algorithm loves Trisha Paytas, and I've told you guys before, and if I remember, I'll put that in my What I Watch playlist, is on one of my other channels I did a video where I talked about the YouTube 8M data set. Well, remember, Trisha Paytas is in that data set. So this YouTube 8M site, when you go on it, especially if you've been entrenched in the beauty YouTube space, go over to cosmetics and you will recognize some familiar faces. You'll recognize Toddy Westbrook. You will recognize, who else was in there? I saw a bunch of back to school YouTubers. God, I had a list. I have a list somewhere in my room I'll pull out, but like Toddy was in there a lot. Toddy Westbrook, she was in there a ton. I was blown away at how many times. Trisha Paytas is in there too. Here's funny. You know how Peter Mon is always joking that he's a candle review company or a candle review channel? Guess who is in YouTube 8M as a candle review under the candle section? Trisha Paytas.
Hey everyone, welcome to my new channel. This is one of like my 10,000 channels here on YouTube. Well, technically this is not my channel, but I am starting and running this channel for jewelrycandles.com, which I absolutely love. Like, I have never ever wanted to partner with a company as much as I wanted to partner with Jewelry Candle. And so yeah, so welcome to this channel. This is so cool to see you guys on here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this gift.
That my What I Watch playlist is on one of my other channels. I did a video where I talked about the YouTube 8M data set. Well, remember, Trisha Paytas is in that data set. She's in there under cosmetics. She's in there as a candle review channel. I'm not kidding. On this like small obscure channel, here's Trisha Paytas, you know, being like, I'm working with bejeweledcandles.com and there's a jewel inside this candle once it melts and da-da-da-da-da on this like obscure small channel. Like, what? If I can find that obscure little channel, I'll link that as well. So yes. I'm not editing that out. We all cough, god damn it. So let me get to the spot. Whoa, let's see. I'm trying to get to the spot for us. Hold on. Loading. Okay, I think we're good. So I don't know how much of this we're gonna be able to. We're gonna just like do some clips and shit. We got Trisha here on the couch, so I'm screen recording. Let's check this out.
Remember, that's why you have to put with now. Like, oversharing is with Colleen, just because everyone's oversharing. But yeah, it's like every single thing was taken.
Or Pretty X Unfiltered. Like, wow.
They should have gone with my name. Like, you know what I mean? But I think what was Unpretty? I think that's so good.
I actually agree with Trisha on this one. I think Unpretty should have been the name of the podcast. That is so funny compared to Pretty X Unfiltered. I get it. They wanted I think Unpretty is really funny. I think that would have been really good. I know they kind of went with the whole collab thing. Unpretty would have been funny, but I know it might have been too common. They could have put X Pretty. That could have been fun. I don't know. I bet Heath and Zane wanted more of their name, you know, in the name for the podcast type deal, I guess.
The first app. I like Remi and I don't know them at all, but I like Remi and Alisha so much.
Me too.
And
I got some tea on that a couple years ago, and the Snark Reddit actually reminded me of this. Let's go over to my photos here. Where is this shit? No, it's on my phone. Damn it. Someone reminded me that a couple years ago, I could not find this clip. I went digging for it, but someone brought up on the Snark Reddit. They posted a TikTok that it was posted to the Snark Reddit, and it was of this girl who says when she was in high school, and get this girl's a doctor now, so congrats to this girl for being a doctor now. I thought that was my favorite. I'm like, girl, you're a doctor now? What? So this girl's a doctor now, and she said she remembered in high school that Remi and Trisha kind of had a little bit of drama, a little tiff, because Trisha, and I remember this period of time, Trisha was into watching cooking videos and cooking vlogs and stuff, and Remi was cooking a lot. And she would do a lot of healthy stuff, but she would also do desserts and stuff like that as well. And she was, I think, on her health grind, or starting to get on her health grind, but Trisha was watching Remi, and I remember her commenting sometimes about watching Miss Remi Ashton, or Rem Life vlogs, right? So Trisha's talking about this, and in these vlogs, like, I forget what year this was. This had to have been like 2017, 18 about-ish. And I think Remi and Trisha had hooked up, like had talked or something at one point. This is what I remember. The girl remembers them having the beef, okay? I remember the beef this way, that they were supposed to do a video together a cooking video or something where Remi was going to go over to Trisha's in the kitchen and they were going to do like a video. But in one of the videos where Trisha's like complimenting Remi and how she loves her cooking vlogs, she says she's a plus size gal. I like, you know, like watching plus size women or whatever. And she says Remi's a plus size vlogger and describes her as that. And Remi got pissed that she was described by Trisha Paytas in a video as a plus size vlogger. And I think this was around the time Trisha was with the Vlog Squad, you know, where David Dobrik roped her in. So that was it. I don't know if they got over it. I think Trisha kind of like, you know, explained she didn't mean to hurt her feelings in this video, mentioning that they were supposed to do this in this video and then it didn't happen because she hurt Remi's feelings by calling her plus size. But Trisha was very sweet about it and was like, you know, I'm sorry she took it the wrong way. I didn't mean that. I think she's beautiful. I think she's gorgeous. It wasn't something, I didn't mean that harshly, and I'm sorry she took it the wrong way. I hope she can, you know, forgive me for it. So they probably worked it out somewhere. You know, Remi just took it the wrong way or whatever. Okay, so let's go back to her video.
And like Zane and Heath threw me the wrong way so much. So it's just such a weird combination. Is it killing it though? I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't.
I think it had like 300,000 views, which I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's such a weird combo. It's such a
It is a weird combo. She's right.
And so many hosts. And not to be whatever, I'm a Taurus. Okay, I don't want anyone to be like, oh my god, Trisha only thinks about money. But yeah, I'm a hustler. I'm a Taurus. I love money. I was just thinking, like, that's just like, they have someone filming. Plus, there's 4 hosts. 4 hosts that all have like platforms and followings. So
Listen,
I'm like, like they're all like splitting it. And then it's like, do you make any money? Or are they doing it just for fun? Like, I don't know. There's no way you can make money and split it.
Exactly. How are they making money at this? How are they making money at this? They're splitting it 4 ways, and Heath and Zane were the ones that came to Alisha and Remi about the whole, like, doing the podcast. So I just wonder how the workload's being divided up, for one, how the money's being divided up. I know their photo shoot costs a lot of money. Trisha touches on that. I think I'm going to stop it there. That was some of it. Trisha goes on to talk about in here how she thinks the Vlog Squad or Heath and Zane are kind of irrelevant. I mean, David Dobrik was using all those people as like side characters in his main character movie. I mean, he would script all his vlogs and shit. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like Alicia's on her way to another burnout. I mean, she's got her main channel, her vlog channel, the podcast for Pretty Basic, which we know she's doing the editing because she's has said that. She's doing the thumbnails for that. Who knows what else she's doing for that. She's got the new podcast. We know she's done some work on it. She's said that. It's in her house. Like, I hope you're getting a write-off for that somehow. And you're getting compensated that somehow, Alisha, because that's in your space. This is really, like, who is this benefiting? It's benefiting Heath and Zane, who, you know, were riding the coattails of David Dobrik, who has, I know a lot of you guys don't think so, but he's killed his career. He has to hide on Snapchat where nobody can comment on how he's used people. Like, look at Heath and Zane out here having to reach out to people who are not in this squad. Like, why didn't they do the podcast with Matt King? He seemed a little hurt by that. People also mentioned that on the Snark Reddit. So what is going on here? And it's just another project, you know, Alicia's doing with Remi and other people. Like, everything she's done is always with other people and never on her own. And it seems like when she does it with other people, she does majority of the work. Like, I think a lot of Parallel is her. I think a lot of PB is her. I think a lot of this new podcast is her. Yeah, you do sponsorships on your own, Alisha. I know you're watching. But what else, what projects or creative things can you do on your own besides merch? You can evolve merch into an apparel brand. Look at me. This is not merch. This is my apparel brand. This vlog channel is just a way to share my life building my apparel brand and being creative. I guess I'm not really expanding, evolving my apparel brand is how I like to say. Trisha had some really good points. You guys need to listen to this, okay? You need to listen to Trisha and watch her podcast too. She has timestamps. I think they probably had timestamps, but timestamps are good. She did a premiere. You should do premieres for your podcast. Like, this is your job. This is how you guys make money. You guys really should be sitting your asses down when you release your podcast on Thursdays. Is it Thursdays that comes out? Thursdays. Your ass should be there at the computer talking to the people who are giving you views that are going to give you AdSense. Like Trisha Paytas' podcast. I don't know if she was commenting, but... So, she's really interactive with a lot of her fans, it feels like. So, she feels a little more real because her shit's not been overly produced. And what you see is what you get. Even in this podcast, she says, like, she really can't be a vlogger, lifestyle vlogger type person because, you know, things just come out of her mouth. And, like, one of her family members said, you don't think. Which I think Trisha Paytas is actually really smart. It's funny, I was thinking about it because I was like, no, I think she's actually really smart. I think in another life, Trisha Paytas probably would have ended up, like, having a master's degree in, like, some kind of social work or something, and she probably would have got married and, you know, had the kids and stuff and had a more quiet life, but she still would have had the blonde hair. She would have still had the makeup and she would have had the nails still, and I could just see her walking across, like, a community college campus as a counselor and being like, oh, hey, oh, you got it. See, I told you that it was nothing to worry about, that taking chem over would not be a big deal. It would not hurt your transcripts. And look, you still got into UCLA. You should be so proud of yourself. And she's doing this with the nails, and she still has the nails. But she's, like, got a master's degree in a professional, which you probably think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, you know that woman, you know, who she's had the snatched makeup and she was still like a glamour doll, but she was a professional with a job, or like, you know, like a social worker, like at a hospital or something, you know, walking in the heels and like the skirt, you know, jacket suit type thing. I don't know why, but sometimes I see people and I'm like, you know, in another life I could have seen you doing this. If this and this happened, I could have seen that happening for you. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, Keisha, I think your edibles are kicking in because you're saying that Trisha Paytas could have been a freaking community college counselor and helping people retake courses and shit and get scholarships so that they can transfer their credits to like UCLA or, you know, some college or something. I don't know why, but Remi, Alisha, listen to Trisha, okay? Especially you, Alisha. Like, I'm so scared you got another burnout coming along, you know, since you're doing all this work. And it's like, it's scary. You just repeat cycles. You just repeat cycles. And this, adding this podcast on where you're working with other people is just a repeat of the cycle. I did hear though Mariah edited something. What's his name's wife, which is cool. But still, like, you guys need to divide up that work. And you need to get with Remi and figure out something with the podcast, because you're going to burn yourself out, you know. And then also too, Coachella's coming up, and there's a lot of travel shit coming up that I know Alisha does. Is she going to be able to keep up with all that if she's doing all that travel shit and all this other editing and podcast shit? Maybe there's a reason why everybody keeps pointing out that Alisha hasn't been going to Laura DIY's like bachelorette party or there was a surprise bridal shower party. There's been a lot of Laura DIY shit, right? Lauren has been doing a lot of shit, right? With Asian Girl Squad and all that. And you never see Alisha go to those. Maybe Alisha's just too fucking busy with doing PB shit and doing new shit for this podcast and actually working to go to those things. Which shows what Remi is not carrying. Because look, Remi has been doing shit for her main channel, but Alicia's been struggling to get stuff up on hers. And then, like, I hear, like, oh, we had a heart-to-heart and stuff. What? It's obviously not getting through. The other thing everybody posts out on Snarkred is that I think Remi is watching videos like this and watching the Snark Reddit. I saw your pad thai sponsorship, Remi. Bad shade, bad shade. Like I said, I was born and raised in Palm Springs. I am a Palm Springs queen, born and raised. I know shade. You guys just don't get it, okay? You need some help. More coffee. Gotta figure this shit out, guys. What is Alisha? I don't understand. And I remember, like, Alisha put in the clip of her, like, opening her softbox lighting in her last Alisha Marie, her video where she was showing the podcast room, and she showed the room with the pink, which is the Alisha I started watching when I was a house squatter a long time ago and would get sick and didn't know why I was sick and having all these extra problems and not healing from my back injury. That's the Alisha I remember starting to watch, and she was showing those soft boxes, and I'm thinking, like, you know how real that is, how relatable that is, and how having this big ass studio in your house that looks like, you know, all designer and stuff, and probably cost a fuck ton of money, unless Wayfair sponsored that. I don't know, she mentioned that a lot. There's a difference. And yeah, you've evolved and stuff, but to think you're gonna be relatable to everybody else is just kind of, you know? How else can you be relatable? Now, I'm not saying you can't be relatable with those things. I'm just saying you can't think you're going to relate to people doing what you're doing right now. Right now, everything you guys are doing, and I don't even speak to you, Remi, Heath, and Zane. You guys are probably watching this too. I mean, I've been adding your guys' freaking podcast. Unless you guys just don't give a fuck. Heath and Zane, are you guys that type? Because I'm that type. I don't know. I don't know what that's called. But, like, you guys live in $1 million houses. You're out in LA. You're talking about going to these parties and going on these trips and, you know, getting all these, just getting Canon cameras sent to you for free and shit and all this stuff. And it's just like, most people can't just put together a podcast studio like this. Most people can't just drop the money that it costs to go do a photo shoot at a mansion like that. Here's the other thing. I think you are, Alisha, creative enough to not need those things. I don't think you need any of that shit. I think you're wasting money on shit you don't need. You're creative as fuck. You don't need that crap. You don't need to be dropping how much money that was for the princess place. That was cool and all, but I think you guys could have came up with a better photo shoot that would have been low cost or free and saved you guys the money, and people would have loved it just the same, and it would have brought the point across and everything. Because people want to see you. They don't want to see a mansion. They're wanting to see you guys. And if you think that you need to pay for those things in order to get the views, oh boy, you guys are in trouble, because your career is not going to hang on that kind of thing forever. Like, doing expensive things and thinking that's going to get you views, I know that worked for a time, but we're about to roll into a recession, and I'm old enough to remember that in the early 2000s, people were doing what they were doing, like you guys, just buying shit, wearing Louis Vuitton. Gucci wasn't big back then, but it was more like Louis Vuitton. That multicolored bag was the it bag of the early 2000s, I remember that. People buying Escalades, buying big homes, all this shit. Recession hit, right? People did not want to see celebrities in their homes rich anymore when they were struggling and having to wonder, am I getting a job before my unemployment runs out? We also have a big homeless crisis. You guys live in LA. Drive down to Venice Beach and open your eyes to all the homeless people living around there, unless they've gone into one of those homeless camp sweeps that they do periodically to get them off the boardwalk and stuff for the tourists. But just drive around LA. Why is van life so big? Not because it's getting a lot of people views, but because it's cheap. Because you only have to pay for gas and minor repairs when you're living in your car. It's getting to be a problem where cities want to pass ordinance because so many people are living in their cars because they can't afford rent in California. This is your audience, guys. I know you got some of your influencer friends, but most of your guys' audience, start looking at taking a look at your demographics and where people live. You know, and then thinking about, like, and their ages, and then thinking about the real income these people have. They might have some disposable income, but most people who are in their 20s and even 30s, like, we live with my mom, and it helps out, you know, and everything with bills and everything. And there's a lot of people in their 20s who are still living with their parents because they have to. Because their parents and them could not afford to live on their own or rent on their own. That was another reason why I've bitched at Shelby Church about the Airbnb thing, because that's destroyed the renting. So you have, like, people who are in families with like 2 or 3 small children, mom, dad, and grandma, all living in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. This is reality. Okay, these are some of your subscribers' reality. Okay, you need to start doing things that is going to vibe with them. You need to start talking about topics that's going to jive with them. You know, like, get on their level, be a little more real. I think the reason why people like Trisha and Tana have done so well and survived all these scandals and shit is because they still vibe with their audiences in a real way. Like Trisha eating all that fast food and doing her mukbangs, and they were usually from name brand place. I don't know if she realized that or not, but Taco Bell or eating Domino's and stuff, that's something other people can go get. And I heard so many people saying how they just like being able to get the same food Trisha got and sit there and eat it with her, and they felt like they were sitting there and eating, putting substance in their body and having like a dinner conversation, getting that companionship I've talked about with Trisha Paytas. And all she had to do was sit down in front of the camera and not do a bunch of fucking jump cuts and shit. And eat from Domino's, which you don't need to do that, but you need to do things that everybody does. And not just going to spend a lot of money at Target, because nobody's just going to Target to spend a lot of money anymore. Like, let's be real. All the jump cuts and just... Aren't you guys had like 3 hours of footage? What did you cut out? Is there that much dead space between all of you? My categories. I'm just rambling at this point. I know, I meant to show you more clips, but I'm kind of afraid that, like, I'm gonna get clipped by Trisha. That's not a pew pew, that's my air pressure. Clipped by Trisha Paytas, because I know she has a company that goes around and claims the videos and stuff, and I get it because for so long a lot of people were using her, just straight uploading her content and making fake channels, so I get that. So I want my meds to kick in. I'm trying to see if let's get on my phone here, see if I missed any more. Woo, you guys moved? Let's move you there. You see more of the lights in the back and stuff. Let's see if there's any more here that I missed. Any more gossip. Let's see. Oh, they didn't like this like TikTok Remi did of her and Alisha over at Target. And they felt it was performative because Remi's buying presents for her delivery people, for delivery person appreciation day or some shit. I've never heard of that before. And I just said the reason why Remi acts cringy like that when she goes to Target is because Remi is living out her you know, back to school. I'm a part of the lifestyle back to school community, girlies. Alisha Marie's my best friend fantasy, and we're going to Target and vlogging fantasy. If you guys don't realize, Remi wanted to be Alisha's friend before she was Alisha's friend. She kind of mentions how she used to watch her vlogs. I remember a vlog that Remi posted, one of her first vlogs, where she went to VidCon to meet Alisha and walked around, could not find Alisha, and then found somebody on Instagram that had posted a selfie to Alisha. I think she messaged a few people and asked to meet up with them because she wanted to know the deets on Alisha Marie. And in the vlog, you could see her like looking and being like, that's so cool you met her. Oh, she seems so, oh, I want to be your friend. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy to see what's happened, and then how Alisha lost like friends along the way with her friendship with Remi. When you think about it in context, it's just weird, and how, you know, Remi lost that one friend too she was friends with, but she was friend hopping to get to Alisha. True story, bro. So I put that on the snark Reddit. What else? Oh yeah, the thumbnail change. I like this dress that Remi put on though. It has a good silhouette. It reminds me of kind of like a new Cinderella. I guess I like it because it's got a corset. I don't think you guys can see it, but it has sorry, I had to do the Peter Mon thing. Frank is being so whiny, and my mom's like, stop whining, I'm going to bed. So yeah, it's like a corset, and it's like blue. I think it's like, is that chiffon? I think it's silky looking, and it's like a corset, and there's like rhinestones on the top. I would love to be able to sew a dress like this. I watch videos sometimes on how they make the boning and stuff under these gowns, and I'm like, I would love to know how to do that. Goals, right? Maybe I'll be one of those 80-year-old women sewing dresses, prom dresses for girls or something. Let's see. Yeah, the change. Oh yeah, this is the girl who was talking about, who's a doctor. She's a doctor. Go her. Her name is Mantis Toboggan MD. She's on TikTok. Yeah, she was the one who was saying like, yeah, when I was in high school, I remember that. And then like I'm like, girl, you're a doctor now. Look at what you did. That's an accomplishment. Alisha, if you're watching, that girl, what she did, going to school, working her ass off, studying, probably crying before certain tests. I remember when I took my EMT certification, I had to take it in the same place where people were taking their California medical license boards for being a doctor. And there was people like crying in the halls, just like freaking out like this and praying and with rosaries and shit. And I get in there and I'm like, I'm here for the EMT certification. And they're like, oh, you're gonna be fine. And I'm seeing all these like med students from like Loma Linda just like freaking out. It's great. Good times, right? Yeah. Patrick drove me up there that day. I remember that. Freaking out. And then I get in there and they say that and I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. And I aced that thing. It was great. So, yeah, I'm just gonna chill here, wait for my meds to kick in. I'm probably gonna go wash my makeup off, which I've been doing really good with just doing concealer. You probably can't tell because I put the pink lights on since I was talking about Trisha Paytas, and you know, I was like, oh, let's do some pink for Trisha Paytas. I was watching her podcast and I was like, wow, this is a lot of pink. I love it. And all the rhinestones all over the cups and stuff, and I was like, I like it. I like this low-key, mellow life for Trisha. Motherhood's been very good for her, so hopefully she stays on that track. I'm sure she will. I mean, like, kids grow up. 20 years, 18 years, I mean, they stay your babies forever, but, you know. And then, like, you know, the mothers and fathers are like, now what? And then they get back into drama. Sometimes. Maybe, not really. I don't know. Here's Mr. Frank. Say hi to everybody. He came over because I was talking about Alisha. Is that why you were being vocal? What do you think about Heath and Zane and Remi? You think they need to be, more real? You don't know? Maybe we'll watch the podcast together. We got Pretty Basic tomorrow, Frank. He's trying to get off. He's trying to get away. Okay, fine. There you go. He just wants to sit by the window. So, I'm gonna sit here, chill with my cat, hang out. Welcome to the next day. I know. Beanie's crooked. We have a storm coming in this weekend, and I am feeling it in my arms and in my back, so hence braids and a beanie, because damn. So I've been working on this vlog. I put some extra clips and shit. I did some extra editing magic, and even put a clip in for my YouTube 8M video, so I'm going to check the weather with you for next week, since, you know, my pain depends on it. So let's see. 50% chance of rain on Saturday. Oh boy, that's why my shoulders feeling out. So yeah, when I did the vlog properly. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed me reacting to the Trisha Paytas and her reaction to Pretty X Unfiltered. Pretty Basic came out today. I haven't finished all of that yet. Maybe we'll talk about that in the next vlog. If we get there. Yeah. So as always, I will have today's What I Watched playlist link in the description box. I love you guys very much. I hope you have fun doing whatever you're gonna do. And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Mwah!
This is KDM-YT, transmitting from a facility located in the Coachella Valley. And Just Trish.